What if we were to change our entire lives by simply just changing one thing? And that one thing is to ask ourselves different questions. What if that was all it took to put us down a path of success and renewal and some different results? Instead of us asking or saying, why not? What if we just said, why? Or what if? Instead of saying why something won't work, we don't have the budget for that. We don't have the resources for that. It's not the right time. We've heard the answer before on this. It was always a no. That'll be hard. I don't see how this is going to work. What if instead we said, well, what if I did something more? What if I took a step I haven't taken yet? What if I tried to look or go at this in a different way? What if I made a presentation and got a meeting with the powers that be to talk about how this could be a good idea, or this could be a revenue building opportunity, or this would solve some kind of pain point or problem? What if that was what it took to get what you wanted? What if that was all it took, was just thinking differently? I bring this up because so often the reason things don't work out for us is that we sabotage ourselves. We stand in our own way. We say that we want it, but we don't really act like we want it. We develop negative beliefs and sort of a pessimistic mindset or attitude, and we focus on what we don't have or why it's hard or how it's going to be difficult or near impossible. And because we do that, that's where our energy goes and our focus goes. Guess what happens? Things don't work out. The more we think about something, the more that it grows. It's basically the way that I understand the law of attraction. What you think about grows. And ultimately, as we think about negative things and lacking and scarcity, that stands in our way from being able to achieve and get things. And we don't realize these tricks that we play on ourselves mentally and how much our subconscious mind influences our conscious decisions, but it's huge. Ultimately, the more we think about what we don't have and how it's not going to work, the more the less likely we are to make decisions to help us get there. The less likely we are to try to get that meeting, to go at it from a different direction, to schedule time with others that might be experts in the field, to look at new avenues and alternatives, because we've already decided it can't work. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a lot of ways. There's another area in which we do this that's really important. Again, what if we could change our lives by asking different questions? When we think that we're right, we're very unlikely to ask ourselves, well, what if I'm not? What if there was something I don't know? What if there was information I just don't have? What if I'm wrong? What if the other person and how they're feeling and what they're expressing is better than mine? But so often our ego, a little bit of arrogance gets in the way, and we just think we know all the answers. And so we'll accuse somebody else, or we'll kind of come at them and tell them, no, that's not going to work, and here's why, or you were wrong, or, I need you to apologize to me. Whether we say those things, we often think those things. But I've found that the greatest success I've had in life is when I started asking different questions. And one of those questions was, what if everything I think about this relationship or how I'm behaving is wrong? What if there's a different paradigm through which to view this? What if instead of the other person having to do work to fix this problem we're having as a relationship, it's up to me? What if I'm coming off in a way that I don't know about? And then if we ask those questions, almost always we'll take different actions. We'll go seek feedback. We'll find someone to give us feedback about ourselves. Hey, can you tell me truly, honestly, and I'm not going to get mad or bothered. I really want to learn, how did I come across the other day in that meeting or that conversation? If you could give me some coaching, what would it be? What can I do better? And not letting somebody tell us, no, there's nothing, you're great, but really sticking in the conversation until you get an answer. Somebody that says, to be honest, yeah, you were kind of aggressive. You were rude. You were judgmental. You interrupted too much. You didn't let me finish. I kind of seemed like you shot down everything I said. When we're really wanting to learn and see things in a different way, amazing things can happen. Whether it's at home with your spouse or your children, or whether it's at work with a colleague or an employee, taking the time to look at something differently and say, what questions am I not asking? What ways in which have I not looked at this? Instead of me saying, why it won't work, or, how bad, things are, I can take the time to say, well, what if, whatever. We see this a lot when people have fear over things and they let that fear inhibit their action. Oh God, what if I break my leg skiing? What if I get blind or have an eye issue after getting LASIK? What if I get hurt? What if it doesn't work out? I leave this job and I start this new venture. What if it does? What if skiing becomes the greatest thing that you've ever done in your life? What if LASIK is the right surgery for you and you don't go blind and you have a changed life because of that operation that you had the courage to have? What if you say you're sorry, or you start that new business, or you try that new thing and it works out better than you could have ever imagined? If we want to change our lives, we can start by changing the questions we ask ourselves. Instead of saying, why me? And, why is it always this way for me? And how is it so difficult? We can say, let me think about what's good that this is happening. What's good in it? How will this challenge me? What's something I can learn from this? When we change the questions we ask, we change our lives. And so if you want a different life, ask different questions and you'll see it. With that, happy Transformation Thursday. I hope you're all having a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.